I've got to touch on the knighthood.
Ah,
How
yeah.
much of a dream was that, I suppose? How big a moment was that for you?
Well, it was so funny because the first thing that flashed through my mind was actually me as a kid, because I used to make my own bikes with bike junk. We used to go down to the tip and get handlebars out, and I made my own bike, and I had a piece of wood on the front, and I used to tie my clubs on the front. I had a bag this big with a half set of clubs, and I used to ride from the house in Welwyn Garden through the woods, over the hill, down the mud path to Welwyn Garden Sea. And that was funny. It was the first thing I thought of, was me as a little kid doing. I thought, how the hell did I go from riding through the woods with this contraption to being knighted? So I thought it was unbelievable. It was an incredibly emotional day. It was so special. I was so fortunate it was at Windsor Castle as well, because that's magnificent to be in there. And again, my children took all my 4 children in there with me, and of course little Emma, who lives in Florida. I said, no, Emma, this is a real... First she said, God, Dad, this is nice. Can we live in a castle? So we should live... I said, you're too right. It says, but Em, this is not a Disney castle. This is a real one. These are real soldiers, and the whole...
experience.
Oh, it's been unbelievable, because and this is real red carpet. And the soldiers, the real breastplates, and we had Yeoman the Guard in there. And it was such an emotional day. I mean, I was absolutely whacked out from that, taking that all in, and it was just great. I mean, they do it so well.
Yeah.
We had a rehearsal before, which was hilarious, because they walk you through what you're going to do, and they wind you up a little bit, because you're already an absolute. And the funny, I try to relate the story for when I do a lot of after dinner speaking and what have you. There's the kneeling stool, right? How do you kneel? Because they say, we don't want you walking forward and tripping, and of course ending up on the dais with Her Majesty, and and it's so funny, because it was 3 gentlemen and 1 lady. We were getting a knighthood and a dame, and so the funny bit was like, now you've got to go and rehearse kneeling.
Oh, God.
That was what I thought. Because I try to put this as golfers. We always talk about practice. Now, how do you then rehearse kneeling? Did you walk? And I'm typical me.
Which foot first?
Yeah, you got to get the left to the side and the right. Get me. But you put that first and that first. So I'm working out like you do long jump. Working back. Well, I really jump well at 47 steps, and you've got to judge this distance as well, because you turn and face Her Majesty and gentleman neck bow, and also, and then you've got to. So I try to tell this story and how wound up we all got, and we were saying, "Go on, you ever go and practice." And how hilarious is that? You actually stood there practicing, walking up and kneeling. To time the footsteps. So I thought it was quite. So the whole thing was pretty magnificent. It really was special, and to have the whole family and my friends came. Our friends flew over from America as well.
Yeah,
so we had a fun day, and had a party that night, and I was so gone I don't remember anything about the party. Emotionally just whacked.
Long day, but just before we end then, just how has life changed at all since that knighthood and that special moment? Any special privileges that come now with being Sir Nick? Any differences?
No, the nice thing now is it's a couple of years on, and it started to get, where we're asked to carry this on forward, to use it. Some people say, oh, who the hell do you think you are calling yourselves? Well, this is, you've been given this, and you actually are requested, this is tradition, which is wonderful. It's been going since 1257.
Yeah.
So you're very honoured. And now time's moved on. It's nice, because they're not quite sure in America. They call me Sir Faldo, And I said, no, it's Sir Nick. It's so much nicer. So in all the hotels, slowly now I've gone back. TV, you go back every year. Finally, I'm starting to walk Sir Nick, and I think it sounds easy. But I don't force again. People say, "Oh, you demand it." And I've never demanded. Whatever people are comfortable saying. But now as time's gone, it's kind of sticking, which is it's nice. I mean, I think. Funniest thing was hear my son calling me Sir Nick the other day. I thought that was funny. This is Sir Nick or my dad.
Or Dad.
I thought that was quite funny. So, I'm obviously extremely honoured. It's such a rare thing, and
that's fantastic.
Simple as that.
Last question then: what means more, the knighthood or the majors?
Well, majors happen with these fellas.
Yeah.
And so the knighthood wouldn't happen. You wouldn't be given a kid from Wellingar City just because he could belt a golf ball. But no, that's the winning. I was a sportsman. I was a competitor. It's nothing better than that. I'm always asked the question, would you rather be a golfer again or in the I say, of course, if you, like all any athlete, if you could wave the magic wand over our heads and say, yes, you can still run or jump or throw it as far as you used to the day you die, of course you'd take that. If I could still go on the golf course and belt a golf ball how I used to, of course I'd take that, absolutely. But we can't. We have our window, and life moves on. So, the thrill of being able to do what I did on the golf course is because now I sit back and I have gratitude, and that takes a bit of time for that to sink in, to go, wow, I did that. I could actually get on that golf course and go and play and try and win, and now I can see the mess you get into, and how there's a fine line. There's moments when it happens or it doesn't happen, because you see that every week in a major. Or, you see somebody has the chance to win it. One would obviously only one person takes it. The other one, something happens. So I sit back and think, wow, I had enough in my hands and my heart and my head to finish it off. And so that's pretty special to know that.